You encounter thousands of brand messages every single day. Most of them blur together into meaningless, chaotic background noise. But at its core, marketing communications is actually quite simple. It's a two-party system, a sender trying to transmit a message to a receiver. The sender generally has one of three specific goals. They want to inform you of something new, persuade you to make a choice, or remind you their brand exists. To get that message through the static, marketers rely on the von Restorff effect, also known as the isolation effect. This is a proven psychological principle showing that our brains are hardwired to notice things that aggressively break established visual or conceptual patterns. Successful marketing requires engineering a message uniquely structured to stand out from the background noise, rather than just turning up the volume to shout over it. In the past, advertising relied on what is called the strong theory. This outdated model treated consumers as passive, unintelligent creatures who could be easily manipulated and bullied into making a purchase. Today, effective strategists use the weak theory. This approach recognizes that you, the consumer, are an active, analytical problem solver. You learn continuously and cannot simply be brainwashed into buying something. Because you are highly analytical, the weak theory suggests that brands must guide your behavior through a specific sequence called the ATR framework. ATR stands for awareness, trial, and reinforcement. This loop visualizes how the process works. Instead of a forceful push, the brand builds awareness, encourages you to try the product, and then reinforces that choice to build a long-term habit. To successfully navigate this analytical process, modern brands rely on a rigorous 8-step blueprint to earn your attention and logically guide your decisions. This 8-step blueprint serves as the architectural foundation for any effective marketing communication campaign. Step 1 is identifying the target audience. A brand must know exactly who they are talking to, whether that means potential buyers, existing users, influencers, or the general public. Step 2 is determining the communications objectives. Once a brand knows who you are, they have to define the exact psychological response they want to elicit from you. This chart maps models for tracking psychological responses. Let's look at the AIDA model: attention, interest, desire, and action. Notice how these align with the core human response stages on the left: cognitive, think; affective, feel; and behavioral, do. A campaign will fail if it skips ahead and asks you to take an action before it successfully captures your cognitive attention and your affective feelings. Step 3 is designing the communications. Here, marketers craft a message strategy that offers the buyer a specific, tangible reward. Buyers typically expect one of 4 types of rewards from a brand. They want rational, sensory, social, or ego satisfaction. Brands connect rewards to extrinsic considerations, factors outside the physical product. For instance, this Omega advertisement features George Clooney to position the brand as contemporary. It leverages his prestige to directly satisfy a buyer's social and ego needs. Steps 4 and 5 involve selecting channels and establishing the budget. Marketers decide between personal channels, like targeted direct selling, or non-personal channels, like billboards. Then, they calculate the funding required to execute those specific tasks. Step 6 is deciding on the media mix, dividing that budget across various promotional tools, like traditional television advertising, creative public relations, targeted direct communication, and interactive social media. Crafting a brilliant message is completely useless if you fail to deploy it across the specific media channels where your target audience spends their time. Step 7 is measuring the results. In this stage, marketers look past short-term sales spikes to evaluate a campaign's true impact on the consumer. Looking at the green column in this chart, we see how effectiveness is tested. Marketers measure long-term metrics like changes in brand attitudes, how well audiences recall the message over time, and the overall share of mind the brand occupies. This brings us to the final and most critical phase, Step 8. Managing Integrated Marketing Communications, or IMC. IMC is the strict coordination of all promotional tools. It ensures that a brand speaks with one unified, highly persuasive voice across every single platform. Fragmentation is the enemy of understanding. If a brand's public relations team, social media managers, and billboard designers are not perfectly aligned, the consumer just experiences more confusing static. The entire 8-step blueprint exists to guarantee 2 outcomes: absolute relevance to the receiver and unwavering consistency from the sender. Marketing that respects your analytical mind shifts from being a background annoyance into a relevant, coherent stream of information. Great marketing communications isn't about shouting the loudest. It's the systematic process of becoming the only signal